So I bought it, I fixed it, it was standing for a while, and I decided to take it for daily. I registered it. It was 335i with manual transmission, so it was really fun to drive daily. And yeah, I took it for a spin, and I crashed into a wall. Hello. Today I want to show you and tell you the story of my E90 drift car. I got this drift car for a while, so I wanted to show you the progress, what we are doing on it, what we already did, and the plans, the whole story from the beginning to the future. But before that, don't forget to press that subscribe button, because we checked the statistics and more than 53% are not subscribers. So press that subscribe button. You're gonna be the part of the story and you're never gonna miss a content such as this. So let's start the story how I got this car. It was a few years ago when I bought it from United States. It was salvage car, another one. I'm a huge fan of doing things by myself rather than buying the ready ones. So car was hit to the, I'm trying to remember, maybe to this corner. Yeah, we need to find the photos, but it was hit to this corner, I guess. I don't remember, it was a long time ago, but overall the damage was not big. We needed new headlights, only one headlight, because another headlight was okay. Also, we had to buy front bumper, the bonnet, and side panel, or ring, I don't know. So parts I found really fast. Also my friend Norbert helped me finding them, and this model is quite popular in Lithuania, so parts are really easy to find and they were really cheap. It took us, I don't know, just a few days to fix it and make it running. The idea behind this car was that we bought it, we had to bought it together with one company and build it for Norbert for drift championship. So I bought it from my own money, and yeah, I fixed it, but the company never did anything else in order to make this car go to the drift championship. So it was standing for a while, and I decided to take it for daily. I registered it. It was 335i with manual transmission, so it was really fun to drive daily. And yeah, I took it for a spin, and I drove it for a while, I don't know, maybe a few months. I was attending drift events for a while together with my friend Norbert, and he was pushing me to try drifting. And I was like, yeah, maybe someday. And he was like, hey, dude, you already have car. You can just start drifting with it. And I was like, yeah, but that's another project, because I was still having 550 in progress and I was working on that. So I was like, okay, I don't want to start another project, but yeah, maybe. And someday, after, I think it was Matsuri, the huge drift event here in Lithuania, where everyone gathers and drifts together, like 8 cars at the same time. So it's really fun. And I was like, hey, yeah, maybe I should join them. And I simply bought everything I needed. So I bought angle kit, hydraulic handbrake from IRP, individual racing parts. Also, I bought steering wheel, I bought bucket seat, which is over there right now, and some other mods like oil cooler or something like that. So yeah, the main stuff needed to start drifting. It took me 1 weekend to put everything together. The suspension, I bought also BC coilovers, I welded rear diff, so I put everything together like in 1 weekend. And the car was ready to go. I took it for a spin, and let me show you what happened. It was my first drift training. Norbert told me, don't go too hard. Just don't try to join all the corners together. Just try one, then another, then another, then another. And I was doing that for a while. I was like, okay, maybe I should try to join a few of them already. And yeah. I crashed into a wall. Right now it looks pretty good, but it definitely didn't look like that when I crashed it. Also, the front suspension was damaged together with front subframe. I had to change that, but it was not a big deal. And I learned something. The mistake I made was that I hit the brakes really hard. Like I saw that I'm not going to do anything. I'm going in some strange way into the corner, and I was like, oh, that's bad, I should have hit the brakes. What it did, it went straight to the wall because the car just went sideways, and that's it, I crashed. So what I know right now, what Norbert, his brother, everyone told me, never hit the brakes. Always go pedal to the metal as much as you can, and maybe you will pull out of the shitty situation, but never hit the brakes. I'm never doing that again. But that's something that I learned and using for the daily driven cars, not only for competition, because brakes sometimes can go bad if you're going sideways or something like that. If your car suddenly goes sideways, if you are hitting brakes, it's happening, something like happened to me. So you lose control of your car and it just goes straight rather than completely in the corner or spinning around. It's even better to spin around rather than go out of the corner or something like that. So yeah, I crashed the car. I had that lesson, I learned it, and now I know what to do next. And it was not the last crash that I had. I had one more over here. It's a little bit bent, but it's not so bad like our side. And this happened somewhere in Mexico. It was during the street drifting. I don't know the driver who was drifting it. It was 10 years ago, and no one knows. So yeah, maybe the side hit some pole or something. Who knows? Nobody can tell. And guys, have you ever had any crash? Is it was easy one or a bad one? How that happened or how you prevented the crash? Let us know in the comments. Please share your experience so everyone can learn from others' mistakes and be more safe and prepared. So let us know in the comments what kind of crash you had or almost had and how you managed to get out of it or how that ended up. So let's continue about a car. I went to the Matsuri event together with Norbert later. It was really fun. I was learning a lot because I had an awesome teacher and he told me all kinds of things. Here you can see some footage from the Matsuri. So yeah, I went for Matsuri events, then it was the end of the season and I decided to join Lithuanian Drift Championship, the entry level or street league so-called, but it doesn't look so street anymore because everyone gets better and better cars into the street league, so I would never call that street league, I would call that entry level because of the drivers or something. So I wanted to join that, and as you can see, because of the steering angle, the front wheels are going out like crazy. I had to cover them somehow because of the regulations, technical requirements of the league, and I was like, okay, I can buy some over fenders and just do the ugly way covering them, and that's it. Or I could go my way with body kit and etc. to have beautiful car and it's gonna look great. So yeah, I went that way. I bought one body kit and there was a problem. And the problem was that the body kit was built for endurance racing or something like that. You can see how wheel line looks compared to original one. It's cut off like crazy. There should be a rear fender over here, but I have removed it, and the whole wheel line is up for 3 or 5 centimeters, so it was looking awful. It's the same at the front. Over here you can see the original line at the bumper, and then how it looks when you're looking to the fender. I was like, no, I'm not going that way. It looks awful. Is it drift car or is it, I don't know, overlander or off-road car? Because look at the wheel wells and no, I'm not going to drive that way. So I was like, okay, let's go hard way. I bought front bumper, M2 look bumper, because it looks amazing. For me, it really completes the car and it's, I don't know, it looks really great. And I was like, let's make a body kit. I bought 3D scanner. I never used it. I never did anything with that. It was a real challenge, and somehow together with my colleagues we managed to scan our fender. And the scanner was, you know, the cheap version, the entry level, because I was like, what's the point of buying a really expensive 3D scanner if I'm just learning and I don't know if it's gonna work. So yeah, we had to use lots of markers. You can see much more than you would need on professional 3D scanners because it's really small capture window. So it's hard for a 3D scanner to keep the track of the body panels and etc. So I had to use lots of markers and lots of stickers. So we managed it, and we made the scan, and our colleague Matas started to work on it. It was first time for him to work on body kit, on body parts, because he's an engineer and he was mostly engineering more functional parts rather than body parts with different angles and etc. So it was quite hard and challenging for him. He had to learn a lot, but he was like, let's go guys, I'm for the challenge, we're gonna do that. And yeah, it took us a while, much longer than for someone who did that before would take, but we managed it. We made the first version, and I was like, okay, let's take a look at how much 3D print would cost, just to check the measurements, if everything is all right, and etc. And it was like, for one fender, for all the parts of the fender, was like 300 or 400 euros. And I was like, no, I'm not going to pay it. I'm going to buy the entry-level 3D printer. It's not gonna be awesome, but at least we're gonna see how everything looks and if it's right or not. It cost me, I don't know, 600 or 700 euros to buy that printer. So yeah, I saved much more than I would have spent on 3D printed parts or etc. And it was a challenge for us also with 3D printing. We never printed anything by ourselves in-house. We always ordered parts to be printed from somewhere else. We're still trying to dial up the printer to make the prints better, to understand what kind of supports are required for the parts, and we have few parts that I want to show you. That's the second version that we are printing right now. It's still not perfect. We need to fix it a little bit, but you can see few lines and how it's gonna look like. And yeah, it's moving forward with front end, but we still had the problem with the rear end. As you remember, the rear end was damaged. As you can see, there are bent parts over here, and on the other side the same, so it was not possible for us to make a good scan. That's why I had to buy another body, the full body of E90. And not only that, I bought a M package rear bumper and package side skirts, so we can build the body kit for street usage also. And as you can see, we had to use lots of markers again. We have scanned the rear corners, the doors, and it's gonna cover not only rear fender, but part of the doors also, because we don't want it to make a little bit strange over here. We want to complete everything, because I already had that body kit and it was completed over here, I think, and it looked awful. So I was like, no, let's cover more and let's make it smooth. Yeah, let's make it smooth. So I sometimes finish my thoughts and what I want to say. So yeah, because he understands, and sometimes we are writing a script, so we can cover up everything what we want to share with you and to show you. So the current state with the body kit is that we are printing the new batch. The front end, we are going to start with the rear end, and we will see. We are thinking how to make the molds, because Norbe, together with other guys, were making 3D printed body kits, and we took the molds of the 3D printed parts. I'm thinking about making CNC machined molds. Maybe that would be the option, but I don't know yet. We will see. I need to check the possibilities, what can be used, and etc. Okay, what's next? Let's talk about the engine. Let's remove the body parts from the hood, and we can pop the hood. So it's time to pop the hood.
Hey, pop the hood.
Pop the hood?
Pop the hood.
As I mentioned before, this is 335i, 335i, I don't know, call it the way you want it, but anyways, it's N54, the famous unreliable N54. It's strong engine with its own flaws, and we're still thinking about what we're gonna do with it. Right now everything was fine for some events, for some daily stuff, but still we need to figure out some of the parts. For example, we have direct injection, and we are thinking about removing it, because the injector price is like going to the moon every month, and we are not the most reliable ones. So we are thinking about the port injection, and complete removal of the direct injection, but we don't know yet, because if we are going that way and that route, we're gonna need injectors, we're gonna need standalone ECU and everything else, because the factory ECU is not capable of working with port injectors, and yeah, it's a completely different story. We have to do all that kind of stuff, and yeah, I still don't know what to do, because it's another project. It's again requires additional finances and etc. So yeah, it's hard to decide for me right now, but going with direct injection is not the option for competition, and still we need to figure out other parts like high pressure fuel pump and etc. So yeah, on the one side we can make it work as soon as possible, just buy the parts, put them together, I mean new direct injectors, new fuel pump and etc., and it's gonna work. On the other hand, we can go more reliable way, but it takes much more time to make it work, and maybe more finances, or maybe the same, I don't know yet. But yeah, reliability versus the time spent on the car, that's the main question. Also, we have manual gearbox, and this is another thing that I'm considering what to do, because these gearboxes can hold a lot, but there is one thing: if things go wrong and if things go bad with the gearbox, it's gonna be expensive. It's really hard to get manual gearboxes, they cost a lot, so I'm like, I don't know, maybe we should ditch it and move with, I don't know, ZF 8 HP gearbox together with some standalone controller for it. Maybe that's the option. There are two options for that. As we need clutch and the clutch pedal, one of the options right now is not available because it doesn't have virtual clutch, and the another option, it's possible to have virtual clutch and make 8 HP gearbox as normal sequential gearbox. Maybe we will go that way. I don't know yet, still need to figure that out, and that's more expenses, that's more money to pour into this thing. This car gonna be used for the trainings, for having some fun, for maturity and everything else. And the blue body is gonna be used for a pro build. And we are going to use, I don't know, something bigger, maybe with 8 cylinders rather than 6, maybe with some supercharger. That sounds great. But again, we still have to figure out the part with the body kit. We still have to finish it in order to make it work, make it look good. Because right now we don't see any point of just putting some kind of parts together and getting car running. No, we want to achieve the goals that we have for this car, to make it look awesome and drive good. Also, we still have E92 chassis over there in the corner, so maybe we will build another one so we can have 3 drift cars. But the biggest problem about all these projects is that the lack of time. We have one customer car, we have another customer car, and we have 2 more outside. And they require much more time from us than we can spend on project cars, on our cars. The priority right now is for the customers, and maybe at some point we will move on our projects, or maybe we will find new crew members or anything. We're still not decided yet what we're gonna do, because right now the idea is not to make money, but to build things, to make everything fun for us and to learn rather than building business. So this is why priorities and financial part is mixed up, and we still have to figure out what to put first and etc. Also, you can see we already have 3 engines over there, 1 more engine over there, so you can understand that we have different kind of projects, and we will show you them at some point, because we have some V8, we have some small 1.8 turbo engine, and we have to build them, we have to work with them. And yeah, guys, try to guess what kind of project we are going to build, for example, with this V8. Also, you can guess what kind of V8 it is. Also, what we're going to build from that 1.8 turbo engine, and where we are going to put it. Just try to guess it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna miss it, but please try. So I think that's it for today. I shared you the story of my E90 drift car, that it's gonna be used for a team to learn to drift. And this is our learning curve and our test machine for things that we are building, for things that we engineering, and things that we want to offer for you and for the rest of the world that's going to be built here in Lithuania. So thank you again. Don't forget to press that subscribe button. Don't be that 53% of viewers that are not subscribed. And see you next time. Bye.